Hey guys, welcome to a video. Today I will be ranking every single coaster I have been on. I have been on 65 of them, so there are a lot of these. So, why don't we get into the video right about now? And also sub, be nice. Number 65 is Dragon Wagon at the State Fair. This is just a very simple kiddie coaster that goes around in an oval probably 15 times because kids want it. Next one is a Wacky Worm, very simple again. This one is just a figure eight, so it's a little more interesting and also has a big apple, which we love apples. Next one is Grover's Alpine Express. This is just the family coaster at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It's pretty good, I like it, but it's just a family coaster. Next one is the Dragon. Very similar to Grover's Alpine Express, but just a longer layout and probably better theming. Also, look at that lead car. That's kind of crazy, right? Next one is Barnstormer. This is the family coaster at Magic Kingdom. It's pretty good. I like it. Very similar to the ones I just talked about, but it has really good theming. Now we have our first major coaster, and it is the worst major coaster I've ever been on. It is Anaconda. This is an awful roller coaster. It is really janky. That's all I have to say. I'll continue it on with Viper. Your head will literally just get bashed. Same with Anaconda. And it is just really bad. The only saving grace is the mid-course brake run. Next up is Canyon Blaster, a really fun kiddie coaster. It gives some pretty good airtime and some pretty good laterals, so I find it really good. Next one up is the Great Lego Race at Legoland. This is a pretty cool ride. It's just a family wild mouse, but there is a big drop, so that is pretty cool. Next one up is the Twist and Shout at Felon Kingdom. This has some vicious laterals and also had a really bad accident like a few years ago. Well, I guess 1999, but still pretty bad that 2 people were killed. The next one up is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom. This is a very well-themed family coaster, but it's not very exciting. It's just very well themed. It's just for the families. The next one up is Wildcat at Hershey Park, a very rough wooden roller coaster by GCI. It's pretty good, but it's definitely really rough and doesn't really give much airtime, but some laterals too. Next one is Super Cyclone. This is I really don't know who made this, but it is a traveling coaster, and the first drop gives amazing ejectors. That's why it's here. And yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. It's not bad, but it still could be a lot better. And most of the ride is just meandering around. Next one is the Hamster Wheel at Funplex in Myrtle Beach. This is a crazy roller coaster. You flip upside down. It's very smooth, so it's fun. I definitely will say that. Next one is Pony Express at Knott's Berry Farm. A very uncomfortable riding position, but a fun layout, but very short. The launch is good. It's just a fun little family coaster. Next one is Batlock Stunt Coaster. A better version of Pony Express. Very long, very intense, and 2 launches, so I just think it's better than that. Grizzly at King's Dominion is up next, and this is a very rough wooden roller coaster. It has some laterals. I didn't feel much airtime, but it was pretty good. Next one up is Gold Rusher at Magic Mountain. This is such a fun ride. The helix at the end is just really good, and it's just a fun terrain mine train. Next one up is Super Duper Looper. This is a very fun looping coaster for kids. It's a good way to introduce them to the loop. Next one up is Loch Ness Monster. This one's definitely longer than Super Duper Looper. Definitely a lot more rough, but I've had good rides in it in the past. My last ride was pretty bad, but I will still give it a good ranking. Next one up is Toy Story Mania, or whatever, I forgot what it was called. What it was, Slinky Dog Dash, that's what it's called. And this one is just a pretty bland family coaster, but the theming is really good. Next one up is Swamp Fox, a okay wooden coaster. Canopy Coaster thinks it's like one of the best wooden coasters in the world. I don't agree because it doesn't really give any airtime, but next rides we'll see. Next one is Comet at Hershey Park. Very similar to Swamp Fox. Didn't really give too much airtime for me, but maybe it was just a fluke. We'll see. It's pretty good. It's pretty smooth too. Next one is Electric Eel. This is a crazy intense launching coaster by Premier. Very intense. Warning, like the laterals and airtime are crazy. Next one up is Tempesto. Very similar to that, except they're really the exact same thing. It doesn't really matter where the rankings are. Next one is Apocalypse at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is a pretty good ride. It is a little rougher now, but the airtime is still pretty good, and the air laterals are great. Next one is Invader. It's a lot smoother than Apocalypse and gives a lot better airtime in my opinion. The laterals are not as good, but the airtime is tons better. and it's a lot smoother. Next one is Journey to Atlantis. This is a very fun boat ride. It gets you really wet, like really wet. If I can show you the POVs if you want to know. You get wet, and then pretty good theming. It's a pretty good ride. Next one is Superman Escape from Krypton. This is the fastest and tallest roller coaster I've ever been on, and it's really intense. You get stapled really hard, and it hurts your stomach, but it is so fast. The wind in your face is crazy. Next one is Big Apple Coaster. This one's very controversial, but I really like this roller coaster. It gives amazing airtime in the back row, and the inversions are crazy. The dive loop is the craziest version I've ever felt. Next one is Scream from Six Flags Magic Mountain. This one's a pretty boring looper, but it still gives amazing laterals and hang time on that 0G roll. Next one is Manta. This is a very fun flying coaster. It's not as good as another flying coaster on the list, but it is very good. The pretzel loop is super intense. Next one is Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom, and this is a very, very fun roller coaster. The theming is insane, and there's not much airtime, but it's just such a fun ride. Space Mountain, though, has crazy airtime and crazy laterals, and you cannot see a thing. It is definitely my favorite over the two, and that's why it's my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom, and it's just an amazing ride. Next one is at Manta at SeaWorld San Diego. This is the other Manta at SeaWorld. This is an amazing ride. Just the theming, the funness. I don't know if that's a word, but it is just such a good ride. Airtime is actually pretty good. Next one is Flight of Fear, the indoor version. Well, I would say the cheap version of Rock and Roller Coaster. It is a good ride. The inversions are pretty good, and the launch is really fun. Next one is Verbolten, my second favorite family coaster. And this is just such a complete ride. The drop track is just crazy, I'll have to say. Next one is Expedition Everest, my favorite family coaster. This is just amazing. Like, everything about this ride is perfect. The mountain, what? How do they make a mountain? Next one is Rock and Roller Coaster, my first looping coaster. Well, maybe second, I don't know, who knows. But it is a very good indoor coaster. The launch is super powerful, the inversions are super fun, and the music is just, that makes the ride, okay? Hang Time is a very fun looping coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. The vertical lift is just so freaky, and the vertical drop is even more freaky, and the inversions are pretty good, but that vertical drop makes the whole ride. It is such a fun ride. Same with Fahrenheit. That vertical drop is amazing. The intensity of the ride in the second half is amazing. The first half isn't as good as the second half. The second half with the corkscrews and the airtime hill is amazing. Next one is Dominar, the B&M Floorless coaster. This is a very good Floorless coaster. The second half is a little bit rough, but the inversions in the first half definitely make up for it. I wish there was a 0G roll, but it is still a very fun ride. Next one up is Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa. This is another looping roller coaster by B&M. This photo is so photogenic. It is such a good ride. The inversions are perfect. The landscaping, everything about it is just super good. It's very intense too. Next one up is Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando. I can almost tell not what that ride is off of the photo as the new paint scheme. It's really weird. But yeah, this is a very good roller coaster. The trenches in the second half are great, so I would definitely elevate it above Kumba. Next one is Great Bear, the B&M Inver. I love the setting along the midway. It is great, and near Super Duper Looper, and like literally every other ride in the Hollow in Hershey Park. And the inversions are great. I love the pre-drop. That really gets you, it's really crazy. Next one is Silver Bowl. I do like this one better as it does have more inversions, and I think it just creates more of an atmosphere as at the front of the park with that Cobra roll. And then the 0G roll is amazing. The corkscrews are amazing, and it's really smooth. Next up is Cheetah Hunt, the family intimate launch coaster. The launches are just amazing. The airtime is good, the inversion, the Heartline roll, the theming, and what Coastin said, this ride is just so much fun. Alpine Geist is the next one up. This is a very, very good invert. Definitely my second favorite invert, as it is really whippy and is really fast. Next one is Emperor, the new B&M dive coaster at SeaWorld San Diego. It has a really good drop. The airtime is just amazing. The inversions are probably the best on a B&M dive coaster. And I don't like the restraints that much, but it's still a really good ride. Next one is Riddler's Revenge. This is just a fantastic stand-up coaster. This is my first one ever, and this is like amazing. Like, I love this. Super tense and super long. Next up is Tatsu, the most intense coaster I've ever been on. Pretty debatable. The pretzel loop is just, it's so intense. It is crazy. But yeah, it's such a good ride. The flying position is amazing. Here's Griffin, a B&M dive coaster. I love dive coasters, so this is just a great ride. The airtime on the drop is crazy, and I love the inversions, and I love the restraints. Next one is Full Throttle. This is a very, very good launch coaster by Premier. The hang time on the loop is just bonkers, and the airtime off of that last drop is probably my favorite airtime moment of all time. Next one is West Coast Racers, very similar in the restraints and the manufacturer as Full Throttle, but this one is a lot better as it is just way longer, and it is dueling, and the dueling factor just makes it, and also that wave turn. Next one is Montu, my favorite invert. This is just a great ride. Very intense, very long, and the Batwing is especially amazing. Also, the trenches reminds me of Kraken with the trenches. Next one is Candemonium. This has amazing airtime. The drop is fantastic. The speed hill is my favorite, and that Camelback, it's crazy. Next one is a Polish Chariot. My last ride was really disappointing, but still, it's a pretty good hyper. It's not bad, but it was running really rough and really slow, sadly, but yeah. Next one is X2. This is a crazy ride. The first drop, you know it, everybody's talked about it. It is the most crazy first drop ever, and it is just a crazy, intense ride. It is really smooth until you reach the final Raven turn, where you literally feel like you're gonna die. Next one is Sky Rush. This is a crazy Intamin hyper coaster where you're literally just on the edge of your seat. Literally, you're flying around. The ejector airtime is crazy. Next one is Mako. This is a amazing B&M hyper. 5-second floater hill lives up to the hype. The speed hill is just amazing. What an amazing ride overall. Next one up is Twisted Timbers. Amazing RMC roller coaster. This one gives amazing airtime. I love it. And the airtime is just relentless. It is crazy. And my number 4 roller coaster is Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This is just an amazing ride. The airtime, the amazing zero-G stall, and that top hat is just glorious. What a smooth and enjoyable roller coaster. Now it's Twisted Colossus. This is just a crazy, amazing ride. Just way better than Twisted Timbers and Pantheon. The zero-G stall in it is just amazing. The first drop is in the back row. Crazy. Everything about it is amazing. The Camelback, it's amazing. Now, we're into my top 2. I-305 is the most intense roller coaster I've ever been on. I know I said that on Tatsu, but this is the most intense coaster I've been on. It is so fast. It is so intense. The snaps are crazy. What a crazy ride. The airtime is underrated. What an amazing ride. And now, for my number 1 roller coaster, it is GhostRider. This ride is so good. The first drop in the back row is my favorite drop of all time. The Camelback gives amazing airtime, and the turnarounds give amazing laterals everywhere. This is just a crazy ride, and obviously the infamous mid-course drop. You get so much airtime in the back row, and obviously, guys, this is a back row ride. Just give it in the back row. It is amazing. Also, the restraints, everything about this, the theme. And I love how it goes into the parking lot. And then I got a back row night ride, guys. Yeah, it was kind of amazing, you could say. So, that really wraps up the list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a long video, but, if you are here, thank you so much. This is just an amazing list to make. And thank you for watching, and bye.